So when we're finding surface area, just like volume, just like what we were doing in class, you have to label the faces, you have to write all the formulas you're using, you have to show all of your work, and you have to have the correct answer with units. So for the first problem, we're finding the surface area of this rectangular prism. So when we're finding surface area of a rectangular prism, we're always going to have double of every shape. So first, let's start with the front and the back. So this would be my front, and then my back is going to be the same exact shape. So it's going to be a congruent rectangle in the back. So if I'm finding the front and the back, let's focus on the front first. So this shape is what I'm calling front, and it's a rectangle or a parallelogram. So to find the area of a parallelogram, you multiply the base times the height. So 13 would be my base and 19 would be my height. So my area equals 13 times 19, which is 247. Since my front and my back are the same, I can just double it or multiply it by 2, which gives me 494 feet squared since we're finding area. Okay, so that takes care of 2 of the 6 sides. Next, I'm going to find my top and my bottom. So again, my top and my bottom are the same exact shape. So I'm going to write top and bottom, and this is what counts as labeling your faces. So you need to be able to tell me or show me or show your teachers what part of the shape you're finding. So it's a rectangle. So I'm going to use base times height. My base is 13. My height is 4. So my area equals 13 times 4. 13 times 4, so 52. But there's 2 of them, so I can just double it. So 104 feet squared is the area for the top and the bottom. Okay, now I have the top, bottom, front, and back. I'm just missing my sides. So I'm going to label this left and right, and then I'm going to start with my left side right here. So the shape is a rectangle, so I can use base times height to find the area. So my area equals 19 times 4. So 19 times 4 is 76. And there's 2 of them, so I can double it. So 152 feet squared. Okay, so now I have all of the sides of my shape. So to get the total area, the total surface area, all I have to do is add all of these up. So 494 plus 104 plus 152 is 750 feet squared. Okay, so now you're responsible for doing the next 2 on the page for rectangular prisms. So you can either pause it and do them or keep watching and do them at the end. Okay, so finding surface area of a triangular prism is the same exact thing as finding the surface area of a rectangular prism, except we have different shapes. So first I'm going to start off with the front and the back. So the front and the back are both triangles, and they're the exact same. So let's focus on the front. So here is me labeling my faces. I'm showing which ones I'm finding. So if I'm finding the area of my front, well, the front shape is a triangle. So the formula I'm going to use is 1/2 base times height. So if I look right here at this triangle, this 2D shape, the base would be 8 and the height would be 6. So to find the area, I'm multiplying 1/2, 8 times 6. And when I do that, I get 24. Since there's 2 of them, I don't have to do all this work again. I can just double it, multiply it by 2. And when I do that, I get 48. So the area for the front and the back is 48 inches squared. Okay, so now let's see what other parts we have to find. So I know I have to find the left. Let me draw that better. I know I have to find the left and the right side. So first I'm going to start with the right side, which is right here. You can also call this the top if you want. It doesn't matter what you call what, as long as you're finding all of the sides and you're being consistent with your labeling. So I'm going to call this the right side. Now, the right side doesn't have any of the same dimensions as anything else. So this is not one we can just double to find another side. But I do know that the shape is a rectangle. So the formula I'm going to use is area equals base times height. So I'm going to call 10 my base and 12 my height. And when I multiply those together, I get 120 inches squared. So I now have 3 sides of my shape. Okay, next I'm going to do the left side. So when I find the left side, I know it's a rectangle. So the formula I'm going to use is base times height. My base is 12 and my height is 6. So area equals 12 times 6. And when I multiply 12 and 6 together, I get 72 inches squared. Okay, so that just leaves me with one part that I haven't found yet, and that's the bottom. So the bottom is this rectangle right here. And we can call the base 8 and the height 12. So I'm going to say that's the bottom, and it's a rectangle, so I'm multiplying the base times the height to get the area. So 12 times 8 equals 96, and my units are inches squared. Okay, so now I have all of these, all the areas of all the sides. All I have to do to find the surface area is add them together. So 48 plus 120 plus 72 plus 96 equals 336 inches squared. Okay, so now you're responsible for finding the second 2 on the page, or the last 2 on the page. And you can come back and do that, or you could do that now. So, when we're finding surface area of cylinders, we're also going to do it the same way as we did the other 2, except they're different shapes. So, I know I need to find the top, the bottom, and then the middle. And drawing a net can help you find the area of a cylinder, because they're a little bit different. So, first I'm going to start with my top. So, I know it's a circle. So, to find the area of a circle, I'm going to use pi r squared. So, the area is going to equal pi times 9 squared. And that's going to be 254.34. Okay, well, I know the bottom is going to be the same exact as the top, because I know that those are my 2 bases and they're congruent. So my bottom is also going to equal 254.34. Okay, the middle part we know is a rectangle, and if you remember from class, when we folded or when we wrapped our paper up and we saw that the perimeter of the circle is what makes the base of our rectangle. Therefore, if we find the perimeter of the circle, we find the base of our rectangle. Because remember, to find the area of a rectangle, you have to multiply the base times the height. Well, we have the height already. We know it's 11 because the height connects the two bases. All we need, I don't know why it's doing that. All we need is the height. All we need is the base. We have the height. So if we can find the perimeter of the rectangle, we can find the base of the... What am I saying? Let me start over.